Welcome back, my young friend. I must say, you are showing real improvement. Your retching and vomiting from my teleportation is now down to a mere 30 seconds. Very, very good. One of my synthetic minions will provide for you, as he always does. Now, let's talk about your most recent escapade real quick. How did your robbery of the National England Bank go? Yes, I, of course, already know the outcome. I've been monitoring it very carefully. And, of course, I see the various gold bullion laying at your feet. You have done extremely well. You will note in the news and the social medias, they are counting this as a win for the superheroes. Yes, I know. They will do whatever they can to put this as they stopped you. Well, yes, they did stop you in the sense that you are not currently running around England stealing more gold, but you are the one with those gold bullions, and they are the ones with nothing. You are progressing well as a supervillain, and I think it's time to talk about the next stage in your journey. Could you bring us something to drink? Very good. Ginger ale, perhaps, for that somewhat upset stomach. Now, we are going to do a little team building exercise. No, 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 I don't mean that we're going to a corporate retreat where we do practice exercises falling into each other's arms. Anything as juvenile and insipid as that. No, no, no. What I'm talking about is that the time has come in your career to consider putting together a supervillain team. Now you might ask, I, your mentor, do not currently have a team, but as you of course know from my history, I have worked with various leagues and groups and dastardly sixes and all of that sort of thing as it suits me. And you will want to consider doing the same as it suits you. Now, here's the thing. As you grow in infamy and power, you already have a considerable amount of personal power, and you're starting to amass a decent amount of ancient relics and various things that gives you abilities. What you will find is that the heroes begin to up their game. You've already noticed that many of the heroes work together as a team. Just this last little excursion, you found yourself facing a rather strong individual and a fellow who can run rather fast, didn't you? But you were able to overcome them, weren't you? Yes, it was quite impressive. Oh, you'll have to excuse me. One of my insipid little minions, an accountant really, he betrayed me. Those are actual hellhounds you might hear in the background. They're quite entertaining. I've trained them not to kill instantly. They will chase this gentleman all throughout the island, tiring him until he cannot stop. He literally cannot stop, and he will drop. And once he has dropped completely, that is the moment they will finish him. So please ignore that. Let us continue. Oh, it does sound like they're enjoying themselves, doesn't it? Now, as far as your team, I want you to consider who to bring together. You want to bring together a group based on their abilities, first and foremost. Much like who you were facing earlier today, you are going to want a strong person. You're going to want a bruiser, someone who is tough, someone whose bullets are just hilarious to, someone who can bend Buicks in half. That's the kind of person you're going to want. Male or female, robot or reanimated corpse from the swamps of Louisiana, whatever. That's the sort of thing you're looking for. But here's the thing that you want to understand about this strong person. Every strong villain has a weakness. Now, I'm not talking about a rock from their home planet, anything like that. No, no, no. You will find that at their core, a strong villain has one good trait: that they will not betray. I'm telling you this now because it's your job to learn it. It's your job to find out what that is. For two reasons. One, obviously, you do not want to cross it. If you find out that this villain has a little sister that they love above all things, and that you're, I don't know, say, bomb that renders all organic life into gold, is going to strike the city that she's in, you're going to find yourself on the wrong side of his fists. So, first you want to learn it for that reason, but there's another reason. Once you learn that weakness, you can use it against the heroes. So you can frame Captain Wonderful or Lady She-Beast and make it look like they are the ones who is endangering that small child. And if you get this strong person into a rage over that and just point them at the hero, nothing will stop them. Now, you should be aware, if the hero is able to convince them that it was actually you who put the child in danger, things could get a little dicey. So you want to try to engineer things where either the strong person can't hear or the hero can't talk, that sort of thing. You're smart, you'll figure it out. And of course, as a very last recourse, you can use that child or weakness or whatever it is as a temporary block in case the strong person gets delusions of grandeur and decides they want to take over. Now, the next one is one a lot of people forget about, and that is you're going to want someone spooky. And listen to what I'm saying. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how good your defenses, if the heroes or hero is skilled in the mystic arts, they're going to walk right through your defenses, pop through a portal, and nab you, and half the time drag you down into some kind of hell dimension. It is extremely inconvenient. So what you want to find is a hero on the outside. The interesting thing is this type of hero, they tend to be somewhat neglected by the heroes. And so you can sometimes turn them to your side, or you can simply find a villain that you can semi-trust and work with. You want them to set up wards around your lair, perhaps a supernatural entity or two that springs, that sort of thing. And of course, they're quite useful in popping in and out and detecting what the heroes are up to. And they're also fairly good at infusing small things and making them into big things and making them attack. I don't know why. It's kind of their thing. But you'll want one. But just like with the strong guy, and like with every villain that you work with, you're going to want to find their weakness. They all have one. It could be a stake wrapped in holly thorns. It could be mercury. All of them will have some kind of weakness, often elemental in nature, wood or silver, something like that. And just want to have a little bit of that in your back pocket, if you know what I mean. So, the last one that you're going to want on your team is you're going to want the techie. You're going to want the person who loves technology. Now, as you know, I am a big fan of technology. All of my mini synthetic minions are from my personal genius. It's how I roll, along with my power suit that I strap on now and again when I need to get a good punch in. But that's not your area of expertise, and that's all right. You do all okay by yourself, so you're going to want a good tech person. Someone who really understands those cyborgs, someone who can just fly their fingers and in a quarter of a minute hack into any military systems, that kind of thing. They're basically the spooky person's counterpart. See what I mean? So, here's the thing, is the tech person's going to be smart, of course. Going to be like me. And they may decide at any point that they don't need you anymore. So, what you're going to want to do is when you start working with them, is find out the kind of technology that they are familiar with and leave yourself a little back door. And I'll help you with this a little bit. But you're going to want to put a little back door in their technology. Odds are they've augmented themselves in some way, either literally inside themselves as a cyborg, or just some little doodad they've got strapped to their eye. That's where you want to focus on, because at the right moment you pull out your little key fob and boop, and suddenly they find themselves filled with 100,000 volts directly to the spinal column. So I guess what I'm trying to say in summary is expect to be betrayed. Prepare for that betrayal. Well, that's a very good question. Have I prepared for your betrayal? Why don't you try and find out? Never mind that. Let's go and get some lunch now that you're feeling a bit better. We can strategize about putting together your team. I think it's time for you to pull off a really big heist with the help of your new team. Are you ready? Let's get going.